Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Julian Brandt's Team of the Season card to review. Today we're looking at a card that is 6'1" with medium work rates, 4-star skill moves with a 4-star weak foot. In regards to specific stats, we have 85 acceleration with 94 sprint speed, with 89 finishing, 91 shot power, 90 long shots with 89 composure. So this card is very interesting because he has the potential for his dribbling to be good enough. It's really strange because I've used his rare gold card before and I didn't have any sort of dribbling boost on it. And I was like, you know what? If he gets any more base card stat improvements to his dribbling, I may not actually have to give him that dribbling boost. But we're obviously going to test that out regardless, because my initial thought with this card when I first saw it was, give him an engine card, right? Increase that balance by a +10, that agility by a +5. His finishing is already 89, and his finishing and his shot power is already 91 as well. With the 89 composure and increased dribbling stats, he should be super responsive in game. I aim for responsiveness. Everybody is different, right? A big thing with this card as well is the fact that he has 88 stamina with 83 strength. So that together with the fact that he's 6'1", we're looking at a really decent card, and I think for 239k value-wise and stats-wise, it looks okay. Doesn't look too bad. Again, it's very important that I try him out with the Hunter, even though like I didn't initially want to, because I need to see if the dribbling needs to be increased. Because even if the dribbling is not increased, you can still tell from someone's base card stats that if it's responsive enough from the certain characteristics that he has, he's going to be a really good card at dribbling. Now, finishing is a different story because we are boosting his shot power significantly as well as his actual finishing stats, right? When you give it an 89 finishing and a 94 finishing, it's kind of different, you know what I'm saying? So that with the 89 composure, good passing stats, all of that should be very interesting to try out. In regards to traits, he actually has the outside foot shot, which is fantastic. Really nice to have, obviously, for finishing opportunities, because when you get that certain angle to shoot at the near post, it's really nice to not have to switch to your weak foot to do it, but it just depends on the quality of the card itself. Outside foot shot is very helpful when your player already has really good shot power, so another reason why you would actually give this card a Hunter chemistry style. So really just depends on the situation. They always do, right? They always do. In regards to how we are going to be lined up in-game with this Julian Brandt card, we're going to be using our pressure on heavy touch 5 and 5 with balance on 5 and 5 because I want to see what he's like attacking-wise. We're going to go ahead and use Julian Brandt as the cam. Thiago and Mukiel I could be reviewing at the same time. It really depends. I've been doing a lot of videos today, so I kind of want to spread it out evenly. But I also want to push them out as much as possible too. It's like a combination of the two, right? So yeah, we'll see what's up. We'll see if I can get something out of this card. Instructions-wise, we're going to only have him on... I can actually have him on comeback in the fence. I'll leave it on comeback in the fence because these guys are on stay back while attacking cover center. Yeah, because he has 88 stamina, won't be a bad thing to give him. So I mostly want to try out his off-the-ball movement in the cam position with medium work rates, and well, he's like dribbling on the ball as well. So hopefully he utilizes empty space really nicely in the cam position, because I really enjoy using players like Bernardo Silva with high work rates, Bruno Fernandes with high work rates. High work rates is just like a godsend in that cam position with the right stats, and it's going to be very interesting to see if he offers that same quality to me or for me with the comeback in the fence and medium work rates. So let's see how he plays in game. Yeah, his dribbling does feel good. That's nice. Yeah. So I'm telling you guys, man, because I used his rare gold card and I was like, dude, like his dribbling, I feel like it would be so good with the right stat increases, and it almost feels like you don't need to increase it. We're going to see what he's like in the attacking areas for those shortcuts like that, because you can see there's a little bit of an emphasis right there for you not to slow down your attacking play at all, right? Spreads out wide. That's kind of an interesting one. Let's see if you go back into the middle here. Play off the striker. He makes that aggressive run. Doesn't get back into position quickly enough right there. But I still like the way that he was aggressively moving right there. I don't know if he's going to be my personal preference for the cam spot, but we're going to keep testing this card out and see what's up. Middle spot. Okay, good. How fast do you go back? Goes back pretty quickly. Okay. Okay, back. Oh, I didn't even register the Julian Brandt right there. That was a little bit odd. I am noticing that he's one of those cams that like to spread out a little bit to the sides. Adel Taarabt was like that too, and I personally didn't really like that too much. Like, obviously, I still use Adel Taarabt because he's a Liga NOS player that actually has good stats, so obviously sentimental value is there. But meta-wise, in regards to how I want my cam to move, I personally don't like that movement with the cams. But we're going to keep trying it out, though. I want to just kick that out, actually, because that characteristic, I just really don't like it. I really, really don't like it. I'm going to go on possession, play my playstyle, and I want to see if he actually plays better. It's just certain things you just notice instantly. I don't like when the cams push to the sides. Like, that aggressive attacking is fantastic, but in a certain way. Like I said, Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva, they choose those moments really, really nicely. So maybe with the actual attacking tactics that I normally use, we'll see if he actually plays a little better. Okay, the positioning there I like more. You see how he kind of offers himself a little bit in that cam spot? He has a huge rotation policy. His characteristics almost remind me of someone who's playing as a striker for me. Like, that movement that he does feels more ideal for the striker position, but not for the cam position, in my opinion. You see how he's aggressive already? Like, he just instantly goes into the play. It's very, very interesting. Obviously, acceleration touch I shouldn't be doing there, but they always take a larger touch when it's, like, near the goalkeeper. It's just a thing in FIFA. But, I am noticing a really big rotation policy with the striker, and the fact that he's just always moving and pushing forward. So regardless of the attacking instructions I give this card, he's always going to be an aggressive attacker, which isn't a bad thing. It's something that you actually have to adjust to, because just because that isn't my playstyle doesn't mean he's a bad player. You can see that he's always moving constantly, right? I give it to Lewandowski, move. He's moving instantly, right? I just personally don't like that in the cam position. I like him to kind of like stick to his position, and then when I'm around the 18-yard box, he chooses those right middle spots to make a run to try to score some opportunities. I feel like he's pushing so far out wide that it's kind of like disappointing me a little bit. You notice it in these moments right here. Sticks his position really nicely there, so that's fine. Pushes a little bit right there, opens up the space. Lewandowski obviously with the finish, because his headliner's Lewandowski card is absolutely nutty. He plays really well right there. I'm starting to adjust to him a little bit, because I know that he's going to make those aggressive runs. So the way that I have to play off of my CDMs is a little bit differently than I'm used to. But it is a welcome thing, obviously, that like having a player that's always moving super aggressive makes the play less predictable. So again, this doesn't necessarily make him a bad card for me personally. Like, I definitely notice that certain presence that he has in game where he's always making those runs. Like, even in this situation right here, you can see that he starts to utilize his side, instantly runs. I'm not pressing L1 with him. He's just doing it himself, right? So if you like players that start to do that, like a very big example of that was players like Litmanen, you know? Like, I didn't like Litmanen because of that too. Like, he likes to do that quite often. And for me, it's just not my personal preference. Now, I'm actually kind of thinking that with the engine chemistry style, maybe he would do that less, but again, having the shot power, the finishing is kind of a plus, because his dribbling actually does feel pretty decent in game, you know? You see the way he positions himself? Like, you see how when I'm controlling Kimmich, look at the way he's always moving. It's kind of like he's playing in a two-striker formation. It's very strange. I kind of want to try him out differently. A 4-2-3-1, it's just not going to be my personal preference. Let's see what he's like in the striker position. So I didn't switch him to striker yet, but obviously with the Hunter chemistry style that he gets, has the physical presence, does his skill move, gets into position really nicely. Look at the stamina that he's losing because of all the runs that he's making. I'm not forcing anything with him, and he's just doing it constantly. I'm going to switch Lewandowski with him and use Julian Brandt as a striker. I want to see what that's like. So again, tactics, pressure on heavy touch, possession 4 and 2. But he's still being aggressive. You see how a player's characteristics will always, well, not always, but it sometimes overthrows the instruction and tactics you want. Characteristics of individual players is very, very important to play the way that you want. So guys, if you like players like Litmanen, You like players that move around constantly in a 4-2-3-1 in the cam position. This is going to be your guy. He's always going to be moving, man. He's always going to utilize his space on the sides, run instantly, all that good stuff. Touch, go down on your weak foot. Misses the ball, misses the net completely. I had a feeling he was going to miss that because 4-star weak footer is very strange in those positions. Look at how it's not letting me switch him from freaking cam to striker. My dude, go to striker. Like, I switched it twice already. I don't know why it's not working. Look. Is it? Oh, finally. If I go into the game, it's going to switch again. I don't know why it's doing that. But, I think most people that want to do this card want to use him as a cam. So, I'm playing him as a striker just for the saving grace. But, for me personally, I don't like this characteristic, right? But I know that some people love when players move this way. So, he's not bad. As a cam, I'm telling you. If you like players that do this stuff, not bad at all. Possession lost. And threading it forward. It's there for him. Oh, I thought I missed that opportunity. I was like, no. Brandt with a nice, really, a really nice first time pass right there. He's still playing cam, by the way. I don't know why. Oh, now he switched after the goal was scored. He switched. This game's funny. Comes close in the striker position? What? Oh, but then instantly runs. There it is. That's what I was looking for. I was so confused. I'm like, why are you coming close? What? You should be doing the opposite, my boy. Bro, his stamina, it's like, it's so depleted in the 70th minute because of that characteristic that he has. Holy crap. Little shielding on the weak foot. Okay, okay. Striker position. He's playing in the midfield. He's like, empty space. Go into it instantly. I think Julian Brandt is the type of card that is constantly... I think he's like the #1 card for just always moving. Not necessarily in the way that I want him to move, but just a card that's always moving. I don't know how else to explain it. Alright guys, so final verdict on Julian Brandt's card is that I personally don't like him for my playstyle, but it doesn't necessarily make him a bad card. I wanted you guys to see yourself the way that he was moving around the pitch. He doesn't really play the cam spot. He's always moving everywhere, which for me isn't ideal because there's moments where I want him to actually stick to his position like he probably is supposed to, you know, in that general area. Doesn't really stick to the position that well. He's always running forward, always trying to bullet forward. And I really feel like if you are an aggressive-oriented attacker, this card is going to be perfect for you. If you play that style. For me, I personally don't like it. But if you do play that style, I'm telling you guys, you're looking at a lot of potential with this card. In regards to the dribbling, I think I'd still give him an engine, but it's tough to say because I do like the shooting boost with the Hunter chemistry style of a +8 and a +5. It feels kind of nice in game in all fairness, especially for certain scenarios and certain angles. But the engine chemistry style would give him a +10 for balance, which would be a really big thing, as well as the acceleration, sprint speed, and passing boost as well. People have also decided to give an engine card on this beauty because of... You know, it just makes more sense to make him more responsive in game, really. I think if you give him an engine, you're looking at a card that's going to move around the pitch really quickly. And because of that characteristic of his, he's just freaking moving constantly. With the Hunter chemistry style, you also notice that it gives him a +5 for attacking positioning. So with the engine, you may influence that off-the-ball movement a little bit, right? Really depends. But I do think that no matter what, he's going to be an aggressive-oriented attacker. He's always going to be going into space no matter what. So... whether you want to use him as a sub for that, whether you want to start him off like that, you know, players like Litmanen does the same thing. It's a cool characteristic. It's not a characteristic that I like, but I'm just letting you guys know how he'll play in game if you guys end up choosing to get this card. So that's the last video for today, boys. I'm tired. I will catch you guys tomorrow for the next ones. Peace out, boys. Love you guys.